Bibliophiles of the internet, my name is Adriana and today I'm here to talk to you about the books I got in July and August. Now, I didn't get too many books in July and August because I was out of work at that time and trying to save money, but obviously I still got a few books. That's why we're here, so let's just get into it. The first book I got in July was What Is Not Yours Is Not Yours by Helen Oyeyemi. This is a highly lauded collection of short stories that is linked together by its characters, as in one character sort of bleeds from one story into another, and they also all deal with magical realism as well, which is my favorite. The short story is a highly complex form that is extremely difficult to master, so I have nothing but admiration for collections like these, even though they aren't necessarily my go-to. But still, I find short stories to be very inspiring and enthralling, and that's why I think it's important to have a good collection of short stories on hand at all times. Then I got Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. This is a very successful piece of fiction that again has been extremely well received and gotten a ton of great reviews. I'm pretty sure it's about a broken marriage as narrated by husband and wife as their lives fall apart. And evidently they were keeping some awful secrets from one another because that's how literary fiction works, can we be honest? But really, this does sound fascinating to me, and honestly, if Obama said this was his favorite book of 2015, I feel like I should at least give it a try. Then I got a secondhand copy of Shelter by Jung Yoon. I just read this in August, and oh my god, it was tremendous. This is about Kyung Cho, who lives with his wife and child in a house he cannot afford. His parents are extremely wealthy and they live just up the hill, but he doesn't have a good relationship with either one of them. Even so, he is this close to asking them for help when his parents are struck by an extremely traumatic crime that forces them to move in with Kyung and his family. As I already said, this is an incredible Own Voices novel. It's beautifully written and crafted, it's extremely addictive and fast-paced, it's insightful, it's honest, and really I can't ask for anything else. Then I picked up the Australian edition of Captive Prince by C.S. Pacat because have you seen it? And then of course I had to order the Australian edition of Prince's Gambit by C.S. Pacat as well. Obviously I already reread Captive Prince from this edition and I hope to reread Prince's Gambit from this edition soon so that I can die. Then I got a secondhand copy of Company of Liars by Karen Maitland. Karen Maitland is very well known for writing historical fiction, specifically medieval historical fiction, I believe, and this one is set during the 14th century. It's about a group of people, possibly strangers, who are trying to outrun the plague, but among them there is one person who carries a curse. Color me intrigued. This one just really caught my attention and it comes very highly recommended by Sarah from the Book Witch's Cauldron, Who Gives Me Life. Then obviously like 10 million years ago, I had pre-ordered my copy of The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. This is the sequel to the 5th season and pretty much my most anticipated release of 2016 by a significant margin, and y'all, somehow, someway, this book was even better than the first and it messed me the F up. I am still, to this day, so messed up because of this book. Also, I posted a review/discussion for the 5th season a couple of weeks ago, and let me just tell you, N.K. Jemisin herself retweeted a link to my video, which I still cannot process. What a time to be alive. And finally, the last book I got in August at the insistence of the Jaeger co-pilot Ivan was The Voyage to the Magical North by Claire Fayers. This is a middle grade fantasy adventure story about a girl named Brine who can't remember where she came from, but her entire life she has been serving under this awful magician and his young apprentice. When she finds herself on the run with the apprentice, they are captured by pirates who take them on a perilous journey in hopes of finding the magical North, which is a mythical land shrouded by mystery. Like I said, Ivan read this recently and he loved it, so because he's the person I trust the most, I know it's gonna be excellent. It sounds like a fantastic adventure story, and actually I hope to read this one next. So those are the books I got in July and August. It was a pretty even split with 4 books I have read, 4 books I haven't read, but 1 book I plan to definitely read in the very near future, and that's how I like it. In the comments down below, please feel free to tell me what are some books that you've bought, borrowed, or picked up recently, and are there any that you would recommend, either to me or anyone else? But that is everything I had for this book haul today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page.